it served us pretty well, I think. It's pretty good. This is a beautiful sanctuary, and we can make it even more so. What is it that we hope to accomplish with our renovations? I think, and I hope you'll agree, that what we're hoping for is that we will create a space that correctly defines who we are. It will be a space, a building, a facility that will be welcoming, hospitable, inclusive, and it will be outreaching, and it will be a wonderful ally, in a sense, for our work in the community. So these are our goals, and I think that the purpose of the meeting tonight is for you to give your suggestions, your visions. It's a kind of a brainstorming kind of a meeting. It's really sort of like a giant think tank, and our architects want to hear from you. They want to hear your ideas. So with that, I'll turn the meeting back to David, and we will go forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Eleanor. Mrs. Bogart? It's hard act to follow. I'll just say a couple more things. These architects are not only talented and creative, they're also professional, so they're not doing this pro bono, but the cost has been covered by an anonymous donor, just in case you're wondering. Like Eleanor said, I want you to think positive, think about, I got so many comments, I've got nice emails from people, think about what you want from this, our beautiful sanctuary. Elegance, community, do you want formality, do you want contemplation, togetherness, grandeur, modesty? Think about these things that you want that can enhance our davening, enhance our spirituality in this room. So the architects are here to listen, and I encourage you to give them your valued input. Peter and John.
Before we start, I want to hand out these cards. It's not intended that you make small comments on them. It's just that our sense is that some people like to talk, and for our experience with this congregation, a lot of people here like to talk, and we like to talk. I think that's fabulous. But there's some people that don't feel as comfortable, so what we want to do is pass these out. And if you have thoughts, or you may have new inspirations based on other people's thoughts, and you want to write them down, that's what these cards are for. So take them and write freely. We'll gather them up at the end of the gathering.
And they're very well sealed.
And they're very well sealed at this point. About a little over a year ago, my daughter was married, and one of the things I contemplated at her wedding was really how to address she and her husband after they had been married, sort of my giving my daughter away, after the giving away of the wedding. And one of the things that I concluded was that the only thing that I really knew that I could talk to my daughter about were the things in my heart and my love for her. And I would like to do the same thing for you. We have been on your campus and worked on your shul for a number of years. It's been a pleasure. It's been an absolute joy. First, I'd like to share with you, because you're a member of this congregation. You're not an outsider, but we are. And we do a certain amount of work in other congregations of different faiths. And I want you to know that there is no group of individuals in a congregation that I've ever had the joy of being with that loves being where they are together as much as you do. You may not see it as much as I do, but this congregation, and this shul, work together, celebrating your religious base and your love is an amazing thing. And I hope that what we can accomplish here will help you simply augment that. Our goal is really to be here tonight to listen to you. First, I'd like to thank you for something which happened to me last night. I have for years told people, you know, that if you wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, maybe 4:30, with a problem that bothers you, don't worry about it. You know, that problem's solvable, and, you know, you can deal with it. It's really not as big an issue as you think it is. If you wake up between 1 and 1:30 at night, maybe even 2, you have got a real problem, and you need to deal with that problem as quickly as you can. Well, last night, I woke up at 3:15. And I said to myself, what's this? I mean, I know it happens at 1 o'clock, and I know it happens at 4:30. What about 3:15? And then I realized that I had been awakened at 3:15 last night because I was so excited about this meeting here tonight. I mean, I am just overjoyed to be here. I am just enthralled with the opportunity to hear, I'm just enthralled with the opportunity to hear what you all have to say about your thoughts about the pizza. And I'm working on the pizza. I'm working on that. We really want to hear your thoughts because this is obviously your home. And our goal is to simply make this the best it can be. Now, I do have one big ground rule, which we talked with the committee about before. They said was fine. And that ground rule is this. There can be only positive comments to begin with. If you have negative comments, I want you to hang on to those, you know, and we'll get to you. But only positive comments. If you start out with a phrase like, I don't think we're going to say, thank you very much, next person. You know, this is all about creating good ideas, and it's not that we want to stifle frustrations you may have, but good ideas do not come from negative thoughts. Negative thoughts can generate good ideas, but in the process of a group talking about ideas, we really need to start with the positive, build on what that is, take joy in the thoughts, don't worry about somebody not agreeing with what your thought is. Preferably, you don't even talk about your disagreement. We want to talk about what the possibilities are here. And once we've gotten to the end of what the possibilities may be, then we can talk about things that you may think may need to be addressed in a different way. But we're going to start in a very positive fashion. And lastly, I'd like to let you know before we start that the best meeting that I've had in my entire architectural career occurred right here. And several people there in the audience were a part of that meeting. But it was the meeting with the 14 rabbis that were part of the Atlanta Scholars Kollel as we started the preliminary design of their space. And it lasted for 2.5 to 3 hours. It was a magnificent meeting. It was a magnificent meeting. We explored every nuance of what the Atlanta Scholars Kollel is now. And I must say that the range of personalities covered every sort of nuance of personality. And it was an absolute joy. So I want you, don't hold back here. You know, just let it flow and be thoughtful about your process. We suggested that we do this. This was not something that Rabbi Feldman or Eleanor recommended that we had to go through. This is something we want to do because we think this is the way that we build insight in future communities. So, the last word you want to say?
I think Peter's covered it all. Is we're here to listen, and we're really just want to hear your opinions about what this needs to be. With that, I'd like to kind of launch into the first question. I'm sorry.
Take the mic out.
Yeah. Good idea. Okay. We're just here to listen, and we want to hear your ideas. There's no such thing as a bad idea, because it leads, all ideas lead somewhere.
Hi, my name is Carrie Fiamma.
Hello.
subject of privacy. So I meant after Yom Kippur, I've been developing my connection to Hashem, to God. After Yom Kippur, I've been developing my connection to God. And while I was praying, I realized that I felt really very vulnerable. I was praying and I wanted a little bit more privacy. And I meant to write you where I felt about my experience. That prayer is a very kind of intimate thing. And I wanted to be more private. And I thought that if we had, something like the Atlanta Scholars allowed this two-way thing, wouldn't it be great? So I just came especially for that, to tell you that it would really comfort me to know that I can talk to God in a private way.
And you're referring to the second level in the structure?
I just want to ask one question. Can everyone hear me right now?
Yes.
Yes, okay. What is the name? Can everyone hear me without this?
No.
Yes, because I'm projecting my voice. There is a problem with acoustics in the cinema.
That's the first start I have.
Where I sit, there is a problem. It is the biggest problem we have. If we can't hear the rabbi's sermon, if we cannot have that kind of spiritual enlightenment, seems to me that the most important thing about changing the synagogue is to be able to hear the words that are going to uplift us. We need to do something about the acoustics. There are many things that can be done. If I have one complaint, it's that. I can deal with surroundings. I can't deal without the spiritual enlightenment. And I don't hear it, and I understand that most people don't.
Thank you for
Understood.
thank you for your comments. And what I'd like you to do, though, if you could, if there's anyone else that wants to address issues, if you would, if you not start with the phrase "the problem is," you have a sense of what you'd like to accomplish. So if you'd like to accomplish, the acoustics really need to be a lot better. That's where we'd like to start. We'd like to have this sense of things that need to be improved. Go ahead and state them in a positive way, because it really improves the way in which other people can think about what they're thinking about. Funny words do funny things.
The symbol, the shul is in general aging, the building and the people in it. Myself included. I would love that it would be a little more accessible for people who don't see well when they look straight ahead and have to look down, bifocals, a lot of things that are like